some good men, at some point they were good men, and then at some point they turn into a player. You know what I'm saying? Those same guys that were good men, they get turned into players. Now I'm gonna give two disclaimers before I even start this, okay? One, some dudes came out the vagina players, right? That like their environment, they couldn't be nothing else, okay? They weren't raised in the best of environments, and they had to play it how it go, right? So not every guy that's a player, so to speak, or that's dog's woman, whatever you want to call it, came out this goody guy, right? Some guys had no choice, like the environment forced them. Second, I'm not saying that they're not good anymore. I'm just saying in the sense that they used to care about relationships and they used to be this super gentleman and all that. And then they dropped it. They dropped all that stuff, right? And they stopped focusing on that as much. So with that being said, right, how does this happen? How does a good guy turn into a so-called player or a dog or an F-boy, you know, all these euphemisms that we love to use, right? How does a good guy, how does little Timmy turn to an F-boy? Well, it all happens when he's growing up, right? He's going through life, his whole life he's been told, hey, look, respect this, and she should be number one. You never disrespect females, and they're always on top of the top priority, and females are just like these delicate, you feel me, flowers, and they should be treated with utmost respect, and you know they can never do wrong, so you need to essentially worship them. Of course, this isn't told directly, but it's said indirectly. This is the subconscious message, like, hey, you need to pretty much treat chicks like the delicate flowers that they are. You know what I'm saying? And this young man, goes through life. He does everything right? He tells them how beautiful they are and respects them, and throws his coat on the ground on a rainy day. You know, we've all seen it, right? Tells the young lady how much of a queen she is and brings flowers, all that goodness, right? Then he realizes, hey, look, this same chick I've been giving these flowers to, these same chicks I've been saying beautiful this, beautiful that. First of all, depending on what area you live in, depending on the environment, she might have clowned that little boy, right? She might have been like, boy, get your lame ass on somewhere, right? It might have been harsh. But in general, it's gonna be like, oh, you're such a nice guy, right? You're gonna find somebody, you're gonna find the right girl for you at some point. She'll say something like that just to be nice, okay? And then the guy, he notices that same chick, right, in school, let's just say in school, that same chick that's always talking about, yeah, you're gonna find the right guy and a right woman, and you're such a nice guy, and anyone will be lucky to have you. He notices that same chick is messing with Lil Glizzy, right? She's messing with Lil Glizzy, okay? Or she's messing with the star athlete. And he always hears her complaining, like, oh man, he's doing me so wrong, Ray doing me so wrong. I don't know, like, I don't know what to do, and she crying. And he notices that she's really emotionally invested. And he thinking to himself, hold on, man, I'm doing all of this nice stuff, and she telling me, you know what I'm saying, I keep getting told how much of a nice guy and I'll find, but yet these chicks messing with guys that don't match any of the stuff that I've been told, right? They're getting all the play. And he grows up in life, you know, and he's still with this whole gentleman stuff. Then at some point, he goes through a traumatic event. He goes through a traumatic experience where he possibly gets played pretty hard, right? Either the chick cheats on him, or like I said, she kind of strings him along to some extent, and he finds out she's fucking with some scumbag on the side, right? And he just gets, it could be a plethora of reasons. Those are the main ones though. And he just gets traumatized. And he's like, dang, he starts seeing things for how they really are. And he starts realizing that it's not a Disney movie, right? This is not a Disney movie. This is not a princess enchanted, you know, she pursue her hard enough and show her how much you care, and she's gonna fall in love with you, right? He realizes that's not what it is. He sees her hanging out with the dope boys, or, you know, whatever, right? Or a guy, not even a dope boy. He don't even got to be a dope boy, but he's a dude that doesn't match what he's been told, right? Meaning the guy that she's in love with and she keeps chasing is not really nice, right? He's not really gentleman-like, okay? She keeps crying over him, and he's like, "Dang, you know what? I'm tired of getting played." You know, he gets traumatized. He's like, "F this. I am tired of getting played." All of a sudden, he starts learning about real attraction, right? He starts learning about how it really is. He learns about the gym. He learns about, getting his style. Now he's dressing like a quote unquote F-boy, right? He's got a little more swag. He might get a tattoo or two, right? And this isn't all. This isn't all, but it's a lot of the cases, right? He gets his little swag up. All of a sudden, he's not so excuse me, my queen and all that. All of a sudden, he like, huh? You know what I'm saying? She alright, you feel me? Let me go holler at her. Let me see if she's trying to come back with me to the spot tonight, right? All of a sudden, he starts doing that, right? Instead of him waiting and seeing about a relationship, all of a sudden, he asking her on the first night to come back to his spot, right? He's like, "Hey, look, I got my swag up. I got me a nice little button-up shirt. My you know what I'm saying? My man cleavage is showing. He might got a little earring in his ear and all that good stuff." I'm just talking in generalities, guys. I'm talking in generalities. And he's like, "You know what? I look good. Let me see if she want to come to the spot." And sure enough, she comes to the spot. He's like, damn. I've been doing all this gentleman this and gentleman that shit all this time. Come to find out that I could have just breezed through all of that and just, you know what I'm saying, got with him like that without all that mushy gushy cutesy relationship shit. All that mushy gushy good morning and you know what I'm saying, texting her a billion times type of shit. He starts realizing that, right? And some guys, they use this in a non-malicious way, but a lot of them, especially when they first learn it, they're gonna use this in a malicious way. Now, that those same chicks that used to turn them down, they kind of start looking at them like, okay, this guy's kind of fly. I'm not talking about the same chicks in high school. I'm talking about newer chicks, but on the same caliber. All of a sudden, they start messing with him, and he's like, "Hey, look, I'm not finna stop this because it's working." And he goes through a phase where he quote unquote dogs women out, right? He goes through a long phase, especially this is when he's younger, right? He goes through a long phase where he's dogging young ladies out, right? He breaking hearts. These chicks are crying, talking about why won't he be with me? Am I not good enough and stuff? You know, we've all heard this before. And he leaves like a trail of destruction. You know what I'm saying? He leaves a trail of destruction behind him and all these chicks. But he's realizing, hey, look, F all that relationship stuff, F all that putting a glass slipper on the right one shit. I'm just gonna do my thing with these chicks, right? And the less I pay attention to them, the more they want me. So why should I change? And the weird thing is, it's like a boomerang effect, right? Those same chicks that in their younger years, they were turning down those you know what I'm saying, the guys that were kind of nerdy or average, whatever, right? They weren't attracted to them, right? Those same chicks turning those guys down, they create that same guy at some point in their life. It's like a butterfly effect. It's like a chain reaction. It's a cycle of life. That same type of guy, not the same guy himself, but the same type of guy they turned down, and then he turned into a player, is gonna get them later on in life, right? That same prototype of that same guy, okay? I'm not talking about the same guy himself. I'm talking about the prototype of that same guy is going to come back in the future, and he's gonna be in a dog form, right? He used to be in a sweet, gentlemanly, human gentleman form. Now, several years later, he done turned to a damn dog. He's gonna come to her in a dog form, and he's gonna dog the hell out of her, and she's gonna be heartbroken, and it's gonna cause her to just be effed up for the. It's gonna leave her jaded. It's gonna leave her damaged, right? And it's like a vicious cycle. You feel what I'm saying? The chick rejects the nice guy. The nice guy gets rejected and played, and he gets traumatized. Now he comes back as a dog. Now these same type of chicks, they get played in the future by these same guys, right? And these guys, you feel what I'm saying? They tell themselves, hey, look, what I'm doing is working, so I have no incentive. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying, like I said in the beginning, I'm not saying they're bad people. They just don't value relationships, and they start kind of, treating women like second. You feel me? Like last place in everything, right? Which as men, you know what I'm saying? Your passion, your hobby, God, and all that stuff, that's first, right? You should never place another human being on top of that, because let me tell you something. Yes, you love the hell out of your children and all that good stuff. But if you don't make sure that you're good, how are you gonna make sure that other people is good, right? You feel what I'm saying? And the player quickly realizes that. He's like, hey, look, let me be selfish. Now, like I said, a lot of guys, they learn this playerism, but they use it in a more balanced way. But a lot of guys, they take this shit to a whole extreme level where they turn super selfish, where now they're like super demons. You know what I'm saying? They on demon time. As shout out to Juan, you know what I'm saying? Demon time. Like the youngsters be saying. You know, now they get on demon time and they just running through all of these chicks. You feel me? They might accumulate a baby mama or two. You know what I'm saying? And they just don't see the need of going back to that whole gentlemanly lifestyle. And they will at some point. We all get older, guys. Everyone is gonna go right back to that kind of settling down phase. But when they're young, they don't give a damn. They just going through young lady after young lady. And they have a sort of resentment, right? These guys, these same players, deep down inside, they don't want to be like that. A lot of them, they don't want to be like that. Like, they don't want to be this cold, hard, callous person. But it's like almost like they develop somewhat of a defense mechanism, right? It's like they don't see another way besides being a player. It's almost like a self-defense mechanism, right? A lot of them are not going to tell you that because they're scared, okay? And another thing too, a lot of these guys, these players, you feel what I'm saying? For real, like when they're doing this whole player lifestyle, they don't, like I said, they don't really feel good about it. They almost feel lonely because they wish they can go back to that innocence, and they wish that shit could be real. You know, all that stuff that they seen on Disney movies and corny ass rom-coms, like they wish it could be real. But deep down inside, they know it's not real. So it always leaves them with that kind of want for validation. And yes, young ladies, they use a man's attention for validation. And men, they, you know, especially the player types, smashing new chicks is their validation. That's how they feel validated. And unfortunately for a lot of players, you know what I'm saying? It's never enough. After they smash one chick, okay, what's my next fix? Who else am I gonna smash? It's like a game for them. It's like they're validating themselves for almost to make up for that lost time, so to speak. Okay. I hope this video helped, man. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what y'all think. Peace.